Project Search is a unique business-led transition program designed to provide education and job training to young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Recently, the first set of interns graduated from the program at Bon Secours St. Francis. I spoke with Grace Lodato about her experience in the program.
I think it was amazing. I thought the internships were so cool. You get to learn like different job skills and that kind of stuff, and I get to go over all over the hospital and see where everything goes and stuff like that.
One of the program's instructors went over how the participants were selected.
They had to apply, they had to go through an interview process, and then a skills assessment, and then they were selected. We drew from Berea High School, Eastside High School, Greenville High School, Woodmont, and Riverside High School. We have, in January, we start with parent meetings and just kind of get the word out and let parents know and the students know. And they have to kind of commit that this is going to be their last year in school, okay? Because students with special needs can stay in school till they're 21 years old. And the majority of our students were 21 this year. But the application is just filling out, goals, what their life goal is, what they're wanting to do, what they feel their best qualities are, what their weaknesses are. And then we actually interview them on the day we have the skills assessment. The parents are interviewed in a separate room. We interview the applicant, and then they go through about a 4-station assessment. And then we come back together as a group, everyone that was involved in the interview day and the skills assessment, and we discuss each applicant looking at, what their teacher, we get recommendations from teachers, the good and the bad. We get, if they went to a training center, we get information. If they went to one of the VR training centers, we get that information as well. And we try to make the best decision for that student as we can.
Craig McCoy, the CEO of Bon Secours St. Francis, said that he didn't know what to expect from the program's first year.
I can tell you that based on what I expected, it far surpassed any expectations that I had. I didn't fully know what to expect. I had heard stories from other markets, had met the folks that basically head up Project Search out of Cincinnati Children's Hospital, and had heard some success stories. But seeing the way the interns changed during the year was one component. I can tell you that what I completely underestimated was the way that it would change the culture of our organization as quickly and with such large impact as it did.
How did it change the culture?
I think that I can give an example of a couple of departments that had interns initially, where it was kind of a question of what are we really getting into? Not sure that we really want to do this. Not really necessarily comfortable. And seeing that in a very short period of time, as the first 10-week rotation of the interns finished up and they were moving in the second week, some of those same individuals were coming back almost fighting for, I want an intern this time, and seeing the difference, seeing the impact. And I think it opened people's eyes. I can tell you it opened my eyes significantly, an area where I had not had a lot of involvement.
Grace seemed to really enjoy balancing being both a student and an intern.
I think it was neat. That was during your last year of high school, a transition program, and each internship is 10 weeks. So it's an awesome program, and it's pretty cool.
Upon completion of the program, the 7 interns had earned a spot on Bon Secours St. Francis' staff as full-time employees. Craig was elated to be able to relay that information.
It was one of those things that for about a month before that graduation, I had been thinking through how was I going to say that to actually make it through without getting the lump in my throat. And I can tell you that even standing at the podium as I was getting ready, I was having to coach myself through it, because it really was an emotional moment of being able to a large degree, probably validate some people that hadn't been validated before. That, when you look at individuals with special needs, they're, it's not uncommon for bullying, for things of that nature to take place in normal environments. And to see these young people who came out of their shell, who day one when we saw them, they were kind of head down, quiet, they didn't really interact. To see them where they're head up, smiling, speaking to everybody they pass in the hallway, to see that confidence level in them, and to be able to say, hey, you proved yourself, and you proved yourself well through hard work, and you're a valuable asset to us, and we want you to stay on with us. It was probably one of the best feelings I've ever had.
What would you, for anyone that wants to get into Project Search and is applying and they get in, what advice would you give them?
Just go out there and do your job to the best of your ability.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm Seth Stokes, 106.3 WORD News.